Welcome back. This is day 1 of our Solving Equations Review unit. In this lesson, we'll be solving one-step equations. A handout is provided in the description below if you'd like to follow along. Thank you and enjoy. Oh yeah, it's that time again. We have some math problems here and we need you to do them now. Pause the video, complete the problems, and return to the video when you're done. All right, let's go over this do now. Find two numbers that has the given product and sum. Now remember, product means that we're going to be multiplying two numbers together. So there should be two numbers that we're going to multiply together, and that will give you a product. So when you're looking at these, it's like, okay, well, what two numbers multiply to give me negative 20? That's what this first one means right here. All right, and sum means, well, then we're just going to add two numbers to get a sum. So your job is to, in this first problem here, is to think about, well, what two numbers multiply to give me negative 20, but then they also add up to give me 8. All right, so if we do that real quick, let me think about all the factors of 20. That's the way I would probably do this first. I'd be like 1 times 20 would work, 2 times 10, 3 doesn't work, 4 works, 4 times 5. So these are all the numbers that multiply to give me 20. And then if I'm looking at it, then I'm looking at 2 and 10 look like that'll make 8. So then I'll be like 2 and 10. And I need a sum of 8, which means that the 10 must be positive and the 2 must be negative. And does that work out? Yes, negative 2 times positive 10 will give me negative 20. And if you add those together, then you'll get 8. So let's try the next number, negative 88. Well, negative 88, let me see, that's just 1 times 88. Let's try 2 times 44. 3, is that going to work? Nope. 4, I think 4 works. 4 goes in there 22 times. 5, 6, I don't know about 6. That's going to be a lot of work for me to check. Well, if 3 didn't go in there, then 6 won't go in there. So actually 3 is not going to work. 5 is not going to work. 6 isn't going to work. But the one that I really know is going to work is going to be 8. When I see 88 like that, I'm like, okay, 8 times 11. So let's see, 8 and 11 look like good choices because they multiply to give you 88. And then if we subtract them, I need to make a negative 8. And there we go. That will work out. Let's do the next one, 24. Well, the product or the factors of 24 would be 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, 5, 6 is back to normal. Okay, so now do any of these give me 14? Yes, this one gives me 14 right there. So a 2 and a 12, and they're both going to be positive, positive, positive. All right, last one, a product of negative 40. Let me see, the factors are 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 3 doesn't work, 4 works, 4 times 10, 5 times 8. All right, let's see. Which one of those will give me a 6? Ooh, the 4 and the 10. So I'm going to go with 10 and 4. And on this one, I need a positive 6 when I add them. So let's get the negative to go there. Boom. Positive 10 and negative 4. All right, so there's your warm-up. This is just a little review of one-step equations. So if I'm solving this problem, n plus 7 equals 20. Another way to thinking about this that might make your life easier, think about this in words. What does this really say? This is like a question. So a number plus 7 equals 20. So a number plus 7 equals 20. So that means there's some number that if you add 7 to it, you will get 20. Well, we should know the answer is 13. But the reason I like doing this because this helps me with my inverse operations. So what's the opposite of adding 7? So to solve this problem, we just do the inverse operation of adding 7. So what's the opposite of adding 7? Well, we should subtract 7. So now what we're going to do is subtract 7 from both sides. So we're going to subtract 7 there, and we're going to subtract 7 here. So that means on this problem, I'm going to subtract 7, And what are we left with? So now we know that these cancel out, so you're going to get n is equal to 13. And we are done. Okay, this is a one-step operation. So again, later on in math, we're going to start doing some other stuff where they get a little bit more challenging, but this should be a review of what you did last year. 2 here, same idea, but a lot of students have trouble with this because that -6 is in front of the variable. But you can use a commutative property and just rewrite this. So I can just rewrite this as n subtract 6 is equal to -30. Now remember, the 6, the negative belongs with the 6. So these go together, so that's why I have -6 here. And this positive sign belongs with n, so that's why I didn't write it, but I could have wrote it like positive n subtract 6 is equal to 30. All right, so now, again, if we're doing this in words, what does this really say? So I'm going to say it's a number. I'm going to use the number symbol a little bit quicker. So a number subtract 6 is equal to -30. So again, what's the inverse of subtracting 6? Well, the inverse of subtracting 6 should just be adding 6. So we are going to add 6 basically to both sides of this equation to keep it balanced, and those will cancel out. So subtracting 6 and adding 6 doesn't do anything. So here we go. Those are just going to cancel each other out. So we're going to add 6 to both sides of my equation, and these will cancel out like we said. And you'll get n is equal to, what is that, -24. And game over. Problem 3. Again, we could write this out in words. This is written nicely. So b is just any number. So a number subtract 4 is equal to -37. So now if I'm trying to solve this, what's the inverse of subtracting 4? I'm going to just add 4 to both sides. So I'm going to add a 4 here. I'm going to add 4 to both sides of my equation, and these will cancel out, and I'll get some answer over there. So let's do that real quick. So add 4 to this side of my equation and this side of my equation. And these will balance out. These cancel, so this will just give us b is equal to -33. And done with that one. All right, let's finish up this lesson. Nice, quick, easy lesson. And then you're going to practice them on your own. So again, v is just any number. So we have a number. I'm using the number symbol. So a number, subtract again. So we are subtracting 22 is equal to -5. So what's the inverse operation of subtracting? Just add. So how about we just add 22 to both sides of my equation? Because if we do that, these will cancel out. So all you have to do to solve this problem is add 22. So nice, easy review. Hopefully this wasn't too tough. And I'm going to have you guys practice a few on your own.